And we're live.
Okay. Hello, welcome to our Google Hangout of Land Down Under with our fellow friends. I'm Jasmine, and yeah, we are discussing A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. And yeah, that's it there.
Oh, fancy.
Is that Maas?
Mass.
My ass?
Awesome.
Who knows?
I guess I'll go. I chose this book because I have read her previous series, which I can't think of the name.
You mean the Glass Throne?
That's it. Thank you. Yes, A Glass Throne, which I loved. I thought that was wonderful. And so I was curious to see, step out and into a new world. And the first book starts off quite, but I did get into it a bit, and I enjoyed the end. Next person. I don't know what else to say.
Throw it to somebody.
Just pick someone.
Naomi.
Okay.
I'm kidding you.
I'm also very glad that you picked this series. I've read the first two and like half of book 3 of the Court of Glass the Glass Throne series, but I'm having book issues where I'm like, I don't know if I love you anymore. There's all these new characters and I don't like it.
I know, it's hard when they introduce new characters.
Like, I was really glad that we got to try this series because I'd heard so many good things from like a lot of like booktubers that I watch and just reading it myself. I started off I think I just wasn't in a book reading place because like the first like 3 chapters were like the longest 3 chapters of my life. And I'm just like, I got to the end of it. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. And then I got past that point and I just really wanted to read it. And then I'm like, nom, book's gone.
Yeah, that's good stuff in that one.
Yes, I'm very happy with this book. I'm glad that we got to read it and I quite enjoyed it. I mean, yes, it is a YA novel, but it's a well-written YA novel and I quite enjoyed it. So, yeah.
That's a yeah. Mel.
Oh. I'm struggling with YA at the moment, and it has to have something that really engages me. So this book, I got 3 pages in and then rage quit. Well, I didn't rage quit, I just quit. I was just like, no, done, sorry.
It does get better, but I would personally recommend A Throne of Glass for you.
Okay.
It's a lot more mature. A lot more mature. That's what I have to say. Yeah. Still well written.
It'll definitely be on my list of one of those ones to give a go.
Yes, give it a go. But if you're going to give it a good go till like book 2.
Oh God, that's a bit much.
Book 1 is
and then just keep going.
Book 1 is quite small though. Like it's quite easy to get through. Like if you can get through book 1 and quite enjoy it, book 2 will be a breeze. Book 3 is where I found Struggle Street.
I read up to book 4, so I'm up to book 5 now.
See, I stopped after 3, and I'm not stopped. Like I haven't gone. I'm never going to read the others. I'm not like hanging out to read the others.
I find 4 the best. I think.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know. There's still so much to take in. Oh. I don't know what I like anymore. Kirsten, you go.
Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised. I don't know, because at first I was like, this is way more YA-ish than the other series, and really, I was like, it seemed really tropey at the beginning, and there was a lot of things that I was like, oh, really? That doesn't even make any sense. That's so stupid. And then, like, they actually explained the things that I was scoffing at, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, the things that I was like, that's really dumb. Why would that happen? They actually explain later on that there's a good reason why that was so dumb. Like, and I'll go into more detail when we actually talk about it, but I was like, oh, okay, so it was supposed to be dumb, and it was supposed to be, I'm referring to the they're like, you killed one of ours, so we're going to take you home and put you up in a palace. Like, it made no sense to me. And I'm like, it really annoyed me for a while. And then I was like, oh, okay, I can actually see why that's happened now. Yeah, there was that. At the beginning, like I can imagine where Mel was reading, I was like, this is a simple solution. You kill your family, and then you don't have to deal with their shit anymore. Because, oh God, her family, I just wanted them all to die.
Yes.
And then she's like working so hard to feed them. And I'm like, just fucking let them starve. Like, bring your own food home and tell them to go and get their own. And, you know, and I know she made this oath and stuff, but I was just like, oh man, your sister's the worst.
And I mean,
but yeah,
what kind of mother would do that to your youngest daughter? Like,
well, obviously, the other two were useless.
Just please make sure that your father and your two older siblings are fed. Like, I know that you're my youngest daughter, but I want you to take on the responsibility of caring for the whole entire household at the age of 8. Can you promise me that on my deathbed?
What?
Can you? Can you, child?
What?
Yeah, because obviously
Yeah, get out of the
the
woods,
others
by the
were
way.
all
I didn't meet the
useless.
family. I didn't
want to
meet the
read it
family.
now.
I was just like,
Yeah. So that it did frustrate me in the beginning, and I was like, oh, this is not going to be good. And then it got better, and I really liked the end, and I was happy that I kept with it.
What did you do with it, Olivia?
I was going to say something else now, I can't remember what it was. But yeah, I quite liked it in the end. I ended up really enjoying it towards the end. So, and the things that I thought were silly, they actually explained. So, and it was a bit YA, but I knew it was meant to be YA. So,
well, it was YA. I went in there.
But it was very YA, whereas the other series are a bit more mature YA. Like, you know how some YAs are very like, these are
Y&A?
Yeah, these are very YA, and some are very YA.
yeah.
That's the difference.
Some are more Y and some are more A.
Yeah. Sorry, Liv. We're all just talking over you.
Oh, that's okay. I forgot to. I normally mute myself, but I forgot that my brother came in the room. It's like, where's the thing that I want? It's like,
I was freaking out. I was like, where's that voice coming from?
Actually, Liv, I muted you because
Like some strange
anybody.
pardon?
I muted you because I couldn't hear everyone over your brother, so I muted you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I normally mute myself, but I was just like, oh, just get out of here, you little shit. So,
you go, Liv.
oh, it's my turn? Okay. Well,
I think so.
yeah. So it's been a while since I've read the book. I think I read it the first year it came out, and I remember absolutely loving it. And I think I read it within like a day or so because it was just what's the word? Just like junk food. That kind of novel. It's so easy to read, and it's got a good romance at the forefront of it. And I don't really read that much romance anymore. So it's like, ooh, juicy. But it was quite interesting because I've read the second book next, and I won't go too much into it. But having read the second novel, you realise that the first novel is somewhat problematic in terms of the relationship, but we can talk a bit more about that.
I didn't need to read a second book to notice that the relationship was problematic.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I read the second book and I was like, why didn't I realise that in the first one? But then in the second one, I was like, oh, it's clicked. It must be because I read it so fast that it just didn't click with me.
Well, our picture, our Court of Thorns picture is actually a bit of a spoiler.
Yeah, I realised
when you read through, you're like, he's not blonde. I know who you are.
Yeah.
Which
and
I
the tattoo
approve
on her arm
boy.
also, so that's from right near the end.
Yeah, which I thought was awesome. Can we just skip straight to the end scene, please? That's the best scene. Felt like it was like Star Wars, and she was Luke Skywalker, and she was fighting that thing under Jabba the Hutt's castle.
Yeah, that was really cool. I did like that, like the maze part with the creature thing. Like, yeah.
With all the teeth, it was so good. I love that scene. I thought that was really good.
I also really enjoyed the like, because he had sort of marked her, he could like help her sort of. He obviously realized that she would need help. Maybe not that she couldn't read, but that she might need help with something. And then realizing that she couldn't read and helping her with the riddle and which level to pull.
Mm. Oh, yeah, I forgot that part. Can we discuss what we really want to discuss? The sex scene.
Which one?
Oh, yeah.
You mean the one after the fire festival? Where he like had banged some random fairy and then came back to the house and he was like, "Where were you, bitch?"
Yeah, I wanted you.
Could have been you.
They didn't bang. They didn't bang them.
No,
No,
they
but it still counts as a sex thing. They kind of did everything but.
It can smell like pheromones. I swear to God, I don't ever want to read that thing ever again in any other book.
Pheromones.
That is a fucking gross. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, to do the phase, like, she lets off a scent. I'm like, ew. Ew.
No, he could smell her scent. She was in the air.
Oh, she's on heat.
No, he's on heat. He can smell her.
He was on heat. Oh, whatever. Throw on fucking heat in these books. Sorry, Liv. Well, you keep going too, love, because I interrupted.
Oh no, I'm done. Basically, I just remember.
So done.
I just remember I really enjoyed the first book, but it's so much of a blur, and I think the second book, a lot of things hit at me. I was like, wait a minute, that's what I read? I must have like read it like being sick or something, because a lot of things I missed, like what he had done to her, and I was going, I'm not normally like, I don't normally like that kind of thing, but it was just like junk food and I didn't really care. So
yeah, I enjoyed it overall.
yeah,
Actually, I think their relationship was the thing I least liked about it. I quite liked her character. I liked that the things that I was bagging about it in my head at the beginning, like about like this plot line doesn't make any sense about, you know, why the hell would they take her away to their castle and then treat her like royalty when she just killed one of their people? And then it's like, oh, they actually had an ulterior motive for that, and that makes sense. And then like her family at the beginning, they pissed me off so much. And I was like, they seem so one-dimensionally useless and annoying. And that when then she goes back to the family later, and the sister kind of was like, well, I know what happened. Like,
I know,
you know,
yeah.
that sister actually pleasantly surprised me and was like, had reason for being the way she was. And I liked that they actually, because I was expecting those people to just stay the way they were, one-dimensional, and there was that extra depth that got put in. So
yeah.
The character, the relationship between her and the beast guy, whatever the hell he was, that was the least interesting part of it for me. Yeah. I didn't actually care about that.
Yep. Me too.
I was frustrated by the whole, oh, if only she'd said I love you to him then she wouldn't have had to go through all this other crap later, because it would have broken the spell right then.
Did anyone else get like a Beauty and the Beast feel to this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stockholm Syndrome?
Yes.
Yeah. That's exactly, yeah. Like,
although I feel like
I know she wanted a release and she wanted to escape her area, and her dad did say, like, get out, like, you know, leave and get out whenever you can, however you can. And so she took it. And I guess that's why she did, but I don't know, like, she just got a bit too comfortable with these fucking strangers, you know, like. But I don't know, I guess if I was in a castle getting fed, you know, and you know, she was starving to death, she wasn't like having to catch her food, which is good. But I just thought it was a bit of a strange change.
It just seemed very, like, looking back on it now, I can see, like, what their motives were for, like, you know, like, knowing what their motives are when you get to the end, like, looking back on the whole entire book, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But, like, at the beginning, I'm like, I don't get it, and I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it took some time to get into it, and for me to, like, really start, like, that's why I wasn't finished on Sunday, because I could not read it. Like, I was just sitting there like, I'm really sad that I'm not enjoying this. Like, I loved her other series. I don't know why I'm not enjoying it. And yeah, and then when I finally sort of got past that like point, or when I kind of got to that junk food sort of stage, I was like, okay, this is not too bad. Okay, I can binge this.
Yeah, that was what I was like. It took me a while. The first half took me like 5 times as long to read than the second half.
Yeah, like like I said, the first 3 chapters were the longest chapters of the book, because I was like, I don't fucking care that you're some poor girl in some poor village having to hunt down your food, like, and that your family fucking sucks. Like, I just don't care. Like, boo-hoo, I don't care. I'm sorry. Like, she made this whole story about this girl that we should care, but they haven't actually made you care about any of the characters. Like, other than her, everyone is very one-dimensional. Like, you know, that you barely see any of the villagers, although she talks about them like you should know them and care about them. And, like, her family is just a nothing, but you're supposed to, like, care about her and, like, her family and that sort of thing. Like, and when she first gets taken away, like, her whole worry is, oh, my family, oh, my family. But you're like, the writer did not make me give a fuck about your family, dude. Like, I just don't care. They could be dead for all I care. You're in a fairyland. Work your shit out.
I think they actually did that. I think the author did that on purpose because they wanted us to be on board with her falling in love with this guy in this other land. And if you made the family, if you made us care too much about the family, we would have been like, stop eating food and getting all happy and falling in love. You should be going back to your family. Whereas we're all like, yeah, fuck your family. Leave them.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah. Yep. I agree, actually. And that's how it is. But going back to, you know how she goes back to the village and stuff, and then, like you said, they add more dimension to each character. I didn't get much from the dad still. Don't give a fuck about him. The sister...
No, it was just the one sister that they got. A bitchy sister, which was good because you kind of got this thing about, okay, now you know why she's such a bitch.
And the naive older sister who loves her fucking garden. Good on you. With your green thumb. And I don't know, like, who was that other guy who was who was talking about burning down the house? Oh no, who was talking about a house being burnt down, and this girl Chloe, I don't know, I got really lost.
Oh, that was the name she gave when they like asked her for her name, and she gave a fake name. That was the name of the girl whose house got burnt down and all her family got killed and everything. And then they kidnapped her and took her away. And it's like, what?
And they tried to make you care that this other girl was dead, and I was like, I don't really care that this other girl's dead. Like, yeah, it's sad that she died, but
why couldn't she have given him a made-up name? Why did she have to pick an actual person if she knew that?
That's fucked up.
I suppose if you're under pressure, like, you've got to make it, like, just say the first thing that comes into your head so it looks somewhat natural.
Rowena Wafflebottom. I don't know.
Regina Phalange is always the go-to is that.
Mildred.
Regina Phalanges.
Am I showing my age with that comment, or?
No, I thought it was hilarious.
I want to know what that is.
That's what Phoebe always calls herself on Friends when she has to make up a fake name.
Yeah.
Does she? I love Phoebe. I've been doing the Friends thing lately. I haven't, been paying too much attention. It's all in Stan and Will and Grace. I think it's crazy.
Matt just sent me a message. He's obviously listening to me through the door because I'm too loud. Because he just sent me a message that said Princess Consuela banana hammock.
That's a good again.
Banana hammock will always be funny.
Yes, it will. I mean, overall, it wasn't a terrible book. I mean, I didn't enjoy it as much as her other series. Like, I feel like the main character did not have very much agency. Like, she was very like someone else. Like, she was a pawn in someone else's story.
Mm.
Yeah, she was.
And I feel like we weren't getting enough about Tamlin or the fairies even to like care about her saving them. I'm like, yeah, it'd be
seem
nice
like
if you could
horrible
save them
people.
all, but they could all be really shitty people.
Well, they seem like they're very violent and not very nice. Like,
Sexually violent.
mm.
Well, I mean, what's her name seemed nice, and
The maid.
the maid, yeah. Thank you for knowing exactly who I meant when I just said what's her name.
That was the only person who was nice.
I mean, I understand that like people were resentful that she killed what's his name, but they all knew that one human girl was going to kill a fairy and then she was going to get brought back. Like, that was the whole premise. Like, everyone knew that whoever went out there, if they didn't come back, if they were killed by a human girl, they were going to get brought back. Like you can't just be upset because you knew that was the thing that was going to happen. Sorry, I'm getting up on my high horse here. I'm very sorry.
Sound like me, Naomi. I love it.
Just getting up on my high horse.
Go for it.
I quite liked it, but in that popcorny kind of junk foody way, like.
Yeah, like
I'm
Liv
not
was saying,
about it too much.
It's a very junk foody kind of book, and I enjoyed reading it. And to be fair, the hardcover book's really fucking beautiful. But like, I'm not upset that I'm like, I do want to go read the next one, but I don't want to go read it right now.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, I do want to read the next one. It's not like I'm never going to read the next one. It's probably going to be one of those, it's been on my to-read list for ages, going to read the next one. And it may end up being one of those, now I can't read the second one because I've forgotten what the first one was about. But at this point, I would like to read the second one. So I'm not running out to go and get it today either.
I went to it and the library was closed, and I was like,
how dare.
But it's there waiting. Yeah, it's just different days. It's not open today. It's just a little pop-up kind of library in a little area. So, and yeah, someone was doing a group thing there, and like, hey, it's closed on the door, and I was like, oh. I'm used to a library being open all the time.
Oh, I got yelled at by my parent last week.
I can't get it till Saturday, so I'm shitty about that.
I got yelled at by a parent last week because the library wasn't open for one day when we had, well, the library was open, we had book fair, they just couldn't borrow.
Yeah.
He was very
because there was no librarian then.
And it's like, well, no, we were there, it's just that everything was all, like there was all these other bookcases in the way and everything was just stacked in between the shelves.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like, come back another day.
Like, I'm so sorry that your life is so hard. The book fair is on, so you can't borrow.
We made $3,000 for the school in 4 days' work.
Wow.
But I was inconvenienced. We sold $10,000 worth of books, and you get a 35% commission if you get if you take off the book fair, and then a 30% commission if you take Scholastic rewards points, which you can use to buy books. So it worked out to be around about $3,000 in books that we could get for free for doing that book fair. And it's like, well, if that inconveniences people for 4 days, I think it's worth it.
I agree.
But there's always going to be someone that wants to do it.
Did you guys feel that this was hyped up too much? Lovely.
Maybe a little bit. I don't know. Like I said, I had enjoyed the first series, so I was hyped because of the first series. Like, I really enjoyed Thorn and Glass, so I was like, great, she's got another series. It's gonna be awesome. And then I was like, oh.
See, I was kind of a bit not sure because I really liked the first series, but when I read the cover of this one, I was like, oh, it sounds really cliche YA, like fairies. And I think I read so many of those Sookie Stackhouse books that I was like, I'm so over fairies.
All my Sookie Stackhouse
books are
currently in a bag donated to Lifeline.
Yeah.
What does it say? Is it
So I
an
was
elf
like,
and a
oh,
fairy?
I don't want to do fairies
mated?
again.
Half fairy, half elf.
I don't mind fairies.
No, Fae is fairies. It's just a fancy way of saying fairies.
What does the back say,
It's like
Kirsten?
it's just,
Do you recap for us?
it says, she thinks nothing of slaughtering a wolf to capture its prey, but like all mortals, she fears what lingers mercilessly beyond the forest. And she will learn that taking the life of a magical creature comes at a high price. Imprisoned in an enchanted court in her enemy's kingdom, Feyre is free to roam but forbidden to escape. The captive's body bears the scars of fighting and his face is always masked, but his piercing stare draws her ever closer. See, that line makes me go, ugh. As Feyre's feelings for Tamlin begin to burn through every warning she's been told about his kind, an ancient, wicked shadow grows. So yeah, I read that and went, oh, I don't know. But I was kind of then going, oh, maybe it'll be good because I liked her other series. So I went into it going, I don't know, it could go either way.
I wanted more court stuff. I don't know. I wanted political debate going on.
Well, I'm hoping that the second book will have a bit more like stuff going on because spoiler alert, she's a Fae now.
I've read the second one and I think it's, well, this is my personal opinion, but I feel it is so much better than the first one. I loved it so much.
That's good to know. Like, I'm probably going to read it either way, but I do hope that it improves. I'm just sad that this is her second series, right? Like, this isn't her first.
Yeah, it feels more like her first.
Yeah, it feels like more like a first series, and Throne of Glass feels a lot more like a second series. Like having read both of the first books now, like her first book for Throne of Glass, I felt was a lot better just written. Like story was a lot stronger than the first book of this series.
I think the only issue that I have with the Throne of Glass ones at the moment is that it feels like she hasn't got an end game. It feels like she's just meandering. Like this is after reading the third one. I'm like, where are you going with this?
Yeah, you got a point with that one. Because kind of in the fourth one, she really stretches it out. And even by the end, I'm like the last page is like, what the fuck is going on? Please don't tell me. Do I have to keep reading? But I still haven't finished it. I've got like 100 pages to go, and I'm just like, I just can't. But the start of the book is really good. I just got frustrated and put it down because I read them like back to back, and I just needed a break.
I think that's part of my problem too. Is I read them, I think the first 3 or pretty much all at once, and I think I did kind of burnt out on them.
Yeah, you do. Hey, you're just like, oh, enough of this story. Something else.
Yeah.
Something else. Anything else. I'm going to continue reading because I like the ending the most, and I feel that the second part has to get better because the starters already like who she's becoming. She does make have a bit of a change, a transformation.
The thing that is worrying me about the second one is like the thing that happened where the dude at the end gave her that tattoo thing, and now she has to go and spend a certain amount of time. I can't even remember, 1 week a month or something with him, and I'm like, oh, you're setting up for a terrible love triangle, and I just don't want that again. And the 2 jealous alpha males carrying on at each other, and she's like, oh, but I like them both, and yeah.
Well, there's more sex in that. I don't care. Yeah, I am not above a love triangle. Give me a love square for all I care. Just give me some sex.
Yeah. I want her to be banging Tamlin, Lucian, and the other guy from the Night Court. Just
Lucian!
bang all the time.
That's what I wanted to end up with him, and not the other dude who seems really boring and has no personality, and not the manipulative guy that blackmailed her into going and spending time with her. But
yeah, I want her to be banging Tamlin. I think, not Tamlin, fucking Lucian. He seems like the most interesting one. Let's get it on. Let's do it. But that's not what's going to happen. She's going to gonna be with Tamlin, and then she's gonna have to spend 1 week with what's his name from the Night Court. I really can't remember his fucking name.
That'll do.
But yeah, like, and then there's gonna be sparks flying, and she's gonna kiss him, and she's gonna feel regret. She's not gonna know what to do. And then next time she goes,
oh, I can't.
So she's going to be pregnant with his
you.
ugly raven baby.
but she's got a human heart. She can't carry the sorrow. Sorry, I really shouldn't make fun.
No, it was perfect, actually. This was so hyped up for me because I follow her because of Throne of Glass series, but also the artist.
That's his name.
What's his name?
Reese or Rysand?
Oh yes, Rysand or Rysand or Rysand. Wait, she's got pronunciations in the back. Hang on. Because I was like, they're all pretty straightforward. Why are they pronunciations?
That's a good idea that she does that. I didn't even
look. A movie for this book.
What?
Rysand.
Are you actually making a movie?
Like Amarantha is pronounced. It's got Amarantha, and it's like, well, that's how it's spelled.
Yeah, that's not a confusing word. I understand, but no, it looks like
Tamlin. Oh, really? Thanks.
No fucking way.
I'm saying Tamline this whole time. Shit.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Mel, are you
by the way.
listening to this conversation and being glad that you lemmed it, or?
Oh, I'm not even going to read the other series now.
No, the other series is better. It's just.
Oh no, I've been totally convinced the opposite.
No, but I find with the other series, what's her name? Alien? I can't even remember the name.
Yeah, Alien?
Alien? No, but her name's not Alien at the start.
No, it's not.
Spoiler! I don't even think of it.
So many spoilers.
But she's so badass. She's so badass. She's
brilliant.
Such
yeah.
Wit.
Yeah, but
she's such a great character.
Wit.
And the story's got no freaking direction.
It doesn't really. Just go with it, Belle.
I think she'll get
it. Just read book 1. Just read book 1. That's it.
Is it standalone?
You could book 2.
Actually, you could read book 1 and read book 1. Like, it is its own. Like, it does have a good conclusion at the end. Like, if you enjoy it, reading more isn't a hardship, but it has a very good conclusion, and book 1 is quite an easy read.
Yeah. And it's got good relationship. Like, it's not just like what was missing from this that is in the other ones is female character with having a relationship with another female character that has got nothing to do with the man.
So you know how to speak my language, Kirsten.
Okay, so
yes, like the main character in the Throne of Glass book has female friends, and they talk about lots of things that are not the men in this book.
Yeah.
But the other problem I've got is that basically you guys were trying to make me promise to read until the second book.
No,
which makes me worried about the first book.
No. I just really enjoyed the second book. Like, I read the first book very quickly and then straight away went and bought the second book so I could read it. Like, I enjoyed it that much. I went and bought it. Like, I finished it and I got dressed so I could go out and buy it because it was a Saturday and I was still wearing my pajamas.
Ooh, that's Harry Potter level of drive. That's what I did with Harry Potter when I started reading it. So
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. At least read book 1, see how you like it. It is a very good story. That is a complete story. Like, it has an ending that you have. Like, it has wrap up, and you wouldn't feel cheap about not reading more if you don't enjoy it.
Okay.
Just adding things to your list of stuff to read.
As if I don't have enough. I still have like 70 books on my shelves I haven't read, you know.
I've just bought a book just listening to you guys. I'm like,
having a job makes it worse, Liv. You've got more money to spend.
Oh, I know. Like, I had the job before, but this one's like more full time. But still, it's just like, oh god.
Oh yeah, of course. But it's more money, and like It's like, oh, I can do this and it's not painful.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Buying
This
books
year,
while I was working part-time, I was like, oh, no, I can't. And now I'm just like, I'll just buy a book. It's fine.
this is the first year in which I've been basically working 9 to 5, and because of that, I've just gone spend crazy. That I bought my Europe trip, I bought a new laptop, I bought a new Kindle, I bought a new PS4, and I bought a new phone, and all the books. And I'm just like, God, I need to stop myself.
You know what it is? Full-time job, still living with your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Well,
Yeah.
moving out next year, so that's the thing. I need to save for that.
Don't. What are you doing? Stay there forever.
I would
Yeah,
still be living with my parents if I wasn't married, to be honest.
I would not be, because my parents are split up, and like I could not have like
I would.
my mum practically lives here anyway. She comes to my house and then tells me how to bloody do everything, and
Yeah, same.
I can't complain because she's here to look after the kids and she's doing me a huge favor, and I'm like, okay, I'm not even allowed to get cranky that you're telling me that I do everything wrong.
Parents, what are you going to do? We love them, but we can't live with them for too long.
No,
Totally agree.
No.
I have to explain.
You do have your own home, though. It is nice, but I think, I mean,
you kind of miss having, like, when you've been used to living with lots of people, though, when you first move out, you miss having people around.
Yeah, true.
After a little bit, initially it's great.
When I moved out,
one bathroom, 3-bedroom house with 5 people living in it. Not.
When my mum stayed with my dad until I moved out, because she was like, she didn't want to disrupt me when I was at uni and stuff. So the last few years that I was living with my parents, they were fighting a lot, and it was not a nice place to be. So I was really happy to be out of that house.
Yeah.
She should have just left him, and I've said that to her. Look, I'll move in with you. You know, we'll just get an apartment somewhere. You know, we'll work it out.
Yeah.
I'll live with you, and Paul can stay with Dad and whatever. But she nearly did at one point, and then she was like, no, she changed her mind. She waited until I'd graduated uni and moved out of house, and then she left Dad.
It's a mindset thing from a different era.
Should we wrap it up, guys?
Yeah, I forgot I'm sharing all this stuff while we're still live. Sorry, all the random people watching this.
And that's just all being recorded too.
We just did stuff anyway. For memory's sake. I don't have anything really to add. I will continue reading the series because I have to. That's just my thing.
It is. I have got the next book on my to read, and I do plan to read it at some point, but it's not my top priority.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to read the next book, probably during my Christmas week off, because we close for a week. So I will definitely probably read book 2, if not book 3.
Yeah. If we
I think I'm going to read book 3.
Okay. So if we have everyone on board, maybe Mel, if it's right with you, maybe another hangout later on through the year.
If Naomi's there, she's good to have. So.
Yeah.
I can set it up.
If you want to, if we want to keep discussing it, but I like the idea of, you know, following a series, and then like we did with Broken Earth series, I really thought that was fun.
I loved that book so much.
And we gathered what we needed as, you know, as we read each book.
Although I was really upset by book 3.
Yeah, it's really interesting though. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts talking about The Stone Sky, and everybody's raving about it. I was like, wow, we were kind of different. Not that it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Just
that. Although I found that, well, the opposite of that for Justice League. Like, I've seen a lot of reviews where people have been like, don't like it. It's not as good as Wonder Woman, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, it's not as good as Wonder Woman, but that movie was fucking spectacular, okay? Like, that's a next level movie. But it wasn't bad. I quite enjoyed it. Like, I don't know what you wanted from this movie that you think it's not giving you. It is
I'd like
a
to see
great
it.
superhero movie. Like
Marvel characters.
I'm trying not to spoil anything, but it is a really fun superhero movie. I quite enjoyed it. I'm not
I haven't even
I'm
seen
not upset
Wonder
that I
Woman
went
yet.
for it.
I didn't get
Oh,
to see
you
Wonder
have
Woman
to.
yet.
So many
I
people
will.
that
I
I've
want
seen,
to.
yeah, so many people that I've seen do reviews are like, oh, it's not really as good as I expected. I'm like, yeah, because you were expecting Wonder Woman, and it's not Wonder Woman. Like, like she is in the movie, but it's not a movie about her. You've got to understand that it's not the same team, it's not the same director, it's not the same storyteller. Like, it's not the same story, and you've just got to understand that while Wonder Woman was an excellent movie, any other movie, even though it has that character in it, will not be as great as that because it's not the exact same team that's creating that movie. Like, if the exact same team created this movie that created Wonder Woman, I think we would have seen a different sort of reaction. But it wasn't bad. I quite enjoyed it.
I'm hyped up for Aquaman.
Yes, you should be
I think
hyped.
Aqua, that sounds
for
weird.
me.
I'm just gonna say this. Yes, be hyped. Be hyped with all of this area.
He is.
My
I
friend,
could eat him up. He's married.
friend's gone to me.
He's married with a good wife and a child.
That's fine. I don't mind. I enjoy looking at him. I don't want him. I just enjoy looking at him. I appreciate what I can see.
Yep.
What
We
he's
went and saw-
offering me.
We went and saw Thor.
Thor was great. I loved Thor.
I really enjoyed it. It was so funny. It was such a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's getting more. I didn't like the first Thor. I thought it was shit.
Oh, really?
Like,
I don't.
Yeah.
This was very
And
different
the second one as
They've
well.
almost reinvented Thor with this one though.
Yeah,
and
that's
it
really
was
got
just
okay. Thor is
really,
campy
really
and
good.
silly, so we'll just amp up the campy and silly, and it was brilliant. Oh, the guy, the thing that stole the show for me was the New Zealand guy.
Yeah.
What was his name? What was the character's name? I
I can't
think.
remember. But I know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
but God, he was brilliant. It was so funny.
The Rock guy.
Yeah, the rock guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's played by the director Taika Waititi.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's the director, isn't he?
Matt is obviously hearing me through the door because he just sent me a message and his name is Korg. K-O-R-G, Korg. Yeah, that guy was brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Taika
follow him on Twitter.
Basically, Thor for me reinstated my faith in the Marvel movies because I was starting to feel very lackluster about those.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Awesome. Sounds like both DC and Marvel are doing well.
And here's my
Good
little
job.
plug. If you guys want to see more of his movies, he is a fantastic director. He's done like What We Do in the Shadows.
Didn't we do that movie as our one of our movie watch picks?
Which one?
I know I haven't watched that movie, but whether it was one that we watched for this for our.
We might have done What We Do in the Shadows together.
I thought we did a group watch on it, but I could be wrong.
What's the premise of the story?
It's basically a mockumentary about vampires in New Zealand who share a flat.
No, we watched a different vampire one with what's her face and Tom Hiddleston, wasn't it?
Oh yes. Okay, maybe
yeah.
that's what I was thinking of.
But yeah, What We Do in the Shadows, love it. Great.
I feel like I've seen that. Hey, I'm just going to have a quick
Yeah,
look on Google.
I'm pretty sure I have.
Okay, so apparently A Court of Thorn and Roses is going to become a movie.
That's
And
the
apparently,
one they're making a movie out of.
well, apparently Throne of Glass is going to become a TV series, which I'm a lot happier about. Like, I feel like they'll tell the story a lot better in a TV series than in a movie.
So are we wrapped up, guys, for the book? Shall I end the broadcast?
Yes, sorry.
I just realised that we have really been off topic, and maybe I should do that.
Yeah.
All right, anybody who's watching, thank you for joining us. We'll stop talking off topic now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.